This is my new Maisi M20 Dashcam, temporarily set up on the side window of the car at the moment, purely because of the amount of sunshine which is coming and going because of the clouds at the moment, making it really difficult to see with the contrast. This is just a very, very basic run through of how I've got mine set up, and then I shall be going for a little bit of a drive later, once in the daytime and once at night, just to compare how they how the pictures compare with the two. So first of all, as I said, I've got it set up here. I've got the dongle fitted in there, which allows the GPS tracking. Power supply goes into here, which is into the mount rather than the socket on the side. That one is for when you connect it to your PC or to transfer the data over. First thing I need to do is switch it on. The red light shows that it's connected to the power, which is actually in my cigarette lighter at the moment. The button on the side here, just press it and hold it, and you can hear it's coming on there with the welcome message on the screen. I will just zoom in just a little bit here, just to show you, and just move my camera a little bit so as you can see it a little bit clearer. You'll notice that we have the red light flashing up here, which means I've got it set to go straight into record mode when I've started the car up. The lights on the side just tell you that the power is on, the fact that it's recording, and that we've got the GPS working, which so when you play it back on the correct app, when you download it onto your PC, you can see where you are on the map. To set it up, there is a menu system. Now, if it's in record mode at the moment, you need to press this first button here. It does explain it all in the book, which is quite easy to follow, but this is just a very, very basic, just to show you what I did. Lots of icons on the screen showing that I've got the microphone switched on so as it's recording the audio, the power supply is on, the recording is on, so on and so forth. So if I press that, which will stop the recording, the bottom button will bring up the menu. And you've got several choices here. Just zoom it in a little bit more, just so as you get a little bit better view of it. So we have video resolution, which you can change. I've just left mine on the standard. If I just press the top button there, it goes into the resolution, and you can move the resolution values up or down. I'm just going to leave it in that one for the moment. To save it, I just press the top button again, goes back to that. If I want to change the image quality, I just scroll it down to image quality, press that button there, and I can change it to super fine, fine, and so on. I'm just going to leave it where it is because that's where I've set it. Next one down gives you the meter mode setting. What that means is you can get, if you're into photography, you will understand this. What it means is you can either have the whole screen gives a light meter and it gives an average setting for the light. You can have a spot meter in the middle, rather a centre weighted rather, that's the middle section. So it just takes the light average from the centre of the picture, or you can have it set just for spots. You can have the light set for an exact particular position, and it will actually do the average setting from there. I'm just going to leave it in my centre at the moment. I'm going to save that. Light frequency. It'll either come up as 50 or 60 Hertz. If we're in the UK, we use 50 Hertz, so I'm not going to change that. I can move it down to the next one, and I've got date stamp setting, so I can have the screen switched on, the date to come up and the time, etc. on the screen while it's recording. I'm just going to leave that. We have an ADAS detect. What that allows you to do is make a few settings, such as if you do a lane change, you can get an alert come up on the screen just to tell you you're changing lanes, just in case you're probably driving at night and you may be getting a bit tired or something, which you shouldn't really be driving at that point anyway. But it's just to give you a couple of different things. If you read your book, it'll tell you all about that. Loop setting, and you can set that to go record blocks of 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I'm just going to leave it on 3 minutes, so if you got it on your PC, you can get a block of 3 minutes altogether. Just going to save that. You can put the speed setting in, so as you can tell it to alert you. You can tell it whether it's miles per hour or kilometers per hour. I've got it set for miles per hour. Next one down is your time zone pretty self-explanatory. We're in UK, so I've set it to London time. Auto exposure biased, you can set that to be a little bit brighter or a little bit darker. Speed warning setting. LED settings, you can have it so as the LEDs are on or off on the camera. I've just got it set as it came. G sensor setting, you can set the sensitivity of that so as you can get it to go off at just a very, very lightest bump on the road, or wait until you get a really harsh bump on the road. And motion detection, just going to show you what that is. You can either have it on or off, so as it, if you've got the camera, if the car is stationary and you've got it parked and maybe you've got a permanent supply to it, if somebody walks or moves within the sensor range of the camera, it will actually do a block recording of that. So as if while you're parked, if somebody bumps your car, it will actually start and save the recording for you. Okay, just going to come out of that. Just going to get rid of the menu. You have another section of the menu. You've got two sections here, which is your setting. You've got your language setting. I'm just going to move that down just a little bit. That contrast is getting a bit bright again. Language setting, record mode setting. Again, so you can have the, oh, that's just the, just move it down to record mode. Okay, you can have auto mode or manual record, so you can just set it to go manually or to start and stop when you're driving the car. Let's go back to that. Hard to see this in this light, I know. We are PAL in this country, so we don't need to set the system any different to what we got. Driver ID setting, you can put your registration number in of your vehicle if you want, so as it shows on the camera which vehicle. If you've got a fleet of vehicles and you've got several cameras, you can have them set in different vehicles. So I'm just going to come out of that. Time setup, pretty self-explanatory. Format of the, I'll just show you that one. You can format the card if you want to. I don't want to in this case, so I'm just going to come back out of that. Back into the menu. Oh, it's just gone back into record mode. So I'm just going to stop the recording. Format. Default setting, you can set it to default factory setting. Backlight off, so as if it won't actually then overcompensate for any backlight. You've got delay the power off, which is what I've got to 15 seconds, so that when you switch your engine off, the camera won't switch off for about 15 seconds. That way it just gives you a delay that while you get out of the car, if something happens, you've still got it on record. You can set it to have beeps coming on, whether it beeps when something happens or not, and a version info, so you just go onto that and it just gives you the information of the machine itself. So what I've got, there's your version. Right, so we're now back into record mode. I think the next thing is just to actually do a bit of driving, so as you can have a look at the quality of picture, a bit of driving in the dark as well, which I'll do later on.